Right, how's it going, guys? So I've got a different style of video for you today. I've just got you an informative video, so based on one specific species, one specific plant, and I'm just going to be giving information about this plant, so it's all in one place, in one video, and it's easy for you guys if you are looking for this sort of information. So right here I've got the Cephalotus fullicularis, and it is the only species in its family. The family name is Cephalotaceae, and this species is native to Australia. It's found in a place called Albany, which is why it's commonly known as the Albany pitcher. It's in southwest Australia. In southwest Australia, this will be found in the swamps. And it will be found in full sun and partial shade. So it's quite diverse, and it's fairly common, I believe. So it's a perennial, which means it has the potential to survive many years. There's two types of leaves. So you've got the non-carnivorous leaves here, which are very small, and you can actually propagate by pulling those and putting them in the soil. And then we've got the modified leaf, which forms the pitcher. So the pitchers of this species are relatively small, and they do take a long time to reach their maximum size. The maximum size is 2 inches or 5 centimeters, and here this one here is roughly an inch. So this one's a lot older than these guys down here. As you can see, they're maybe a centimeter in length there, those ones. So even though the pitchers are very small on this species, it makes up for the size just in the detail and the colour that these come in. Really nice little plants. So they grow, the way in which they grow, as you can see here, quite a nice example here, they grow in clumps. So they have a rhizome and they grow in clumps like this, and one individual plant can produce a clump that measures 5 inches across. This is how they can be found in the wild. So the pitchers, as you can see here, different to like Nepenthes pitchers, these pitchers will sit on the surface of the substrate. Sometimes they do push a little lower into the soil. This one is actually sitting on top of the substrate there, but they do sometimes push a little lower than the substrate, and the reason for that is because they feed on things like ants, so like low ground tiny insects, and that's purely what they feed on. And if you can get a nice, let me try and zoom in, get a nice little detailed shot of the pitcher, because you can kind of see the inside there. Yeah, there we are. As you can see, they're quite hairy as well, but look how pretty that is. They look so nice. They're relatively expensive as well. I'm not sure if it's because of their rarity or because they are very sought after. I'm not certain, but they do get very expensive as they get larger. So obviously this guy here is a very small young specimen. This only cost me £9, but I've seen them online around this size go for upwards of £20, around £30. So it depends on stock, I suppose, if they're being held. Right, so depending on the situation, whether it's in full sun or it's in lighter shade, the pitchers can actually be produced at a very light green, or like this one's been exposed to a lot of like strong light, so this is a deep burgundy colour. They do flower, and so you can propagate them by seed, and you can propagate them vegetatively, but I'll speak about the vegetative propagation either a bit later in this video or in a separate video. So the flower spikes grow extremely tall. They can reach upwards of 60 centimeters tall, and the flowers are very small, quite a little bit mundane. So they'll have white flowers on them, and they will have a pink and yellow stamen and stigma, which is the reproductive organs of the flower. And then once they get fertilized, they're self-fertile, but it does help having insects that can fertilise them. So the seeds they produce are 2 millimeters. They're fairly small, but that's not very small if you think about Drosera seeds, which is literally like a piece of dust. So in comparison to that, they're not that small, but they are small enough that you'll easily drop them. So with the seeds, you would sow them in autumn. So you'd save the seeds in when they ripen, which may be the middle of spring or middle of summer, maybe late summer, and then you'll save them and sow them. I'm not sure on the seed life length with this species, but if I'm going on how most carnivorous plant seeds are, they are very short-lived seeds, so it's probably recommended to sow them the year they're harvested. But I've not personally grown them from a seed, so you're going to have to try that one out and let me know. So that's all I've got on the general information of the Cephalotus. As you can see, I've only got one large picture, but I did buy this as a very small specimen, and it said in the description that the pictures on the plant I'll receive will only be this size. So I was surprised, pleasantly surprised on that picture there. You can just see the detail there, and it's covered in these small hairs, and it's got these like ridges. So it's got the ridge in the front and the 2 ridges at the side, and then it's got the hooked teeth on the inside of the picture. So what I've read is that these act as channels for the insects to walk up, so it's a very gradual slope, so it doesn't feel like too much of a climb, so they're very easy to walk into. Obviously the hood is to stop any rainwater getting in, and it does have the hooked teeth. Let me try and angle it slightly. You can kind of see the teeth in there, which stops any insects from getting out. I've not checked, I don't want to play around with it too much, I've not checked if there's liquid inside there. I don't know how much liquid they hold. But yeah, if we look at some of these smaller ones here, just look how tiny they are. So these must feed on very, very small insects. And I think I should be able to separate this clump into a few, because you can see here there's a rosette there which looks like a single plant, and if we turn this around here, you can see there's a small rosette in there, so that looks like another plant there, and then again the same here, just there. So there may be maybe 3 plants. Yeah, it looks like there's probably 3 plants there. So I'll probably try to divide these sometime soon. And you can see here there's a spent picture there. I won't try and pull that out in case I damage anything. So yeah, that's just some information about the Cephalotus there. I may do a separate video or add on to this about propagating them vegetatively. But if not, then let me know if you want to see that, and I'll add another video on that, because I'm not sure whether I want to try that with this one or not. I'm not sure. So let me know what you guys think of this video. Let me know what you think of the Albany picture, and it's just so nice to look at. It's just a really nice little detail plant. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in my next video.